Yesterday, we spoke about a likely Bitcoin bear trap emerging in the short-term timeframes, once again propelling price action to the upside, which can obviously spill onto the higher-term timeframes, which brings us to our content of today, as I wanted to follow up on that and describe how things are kind of shaping up from a more statistical standpoint, especially with regards to the sort of medium and higher-term timeframes, which does imply that, yeah, today, maybe tomorrow, I guess, is going to very, very likely indeed be the day, or I'd say at least no later than Monday. So this next, I guess, 3-4 day spread, very, very important for the Bitcoin boo laws. Basically, what I'm trying to say is if we're going to see continuation, very likely happens within that time frame. Again, if. Anyways, other than that, I want to welcome you back to the Krown Crypto channel. It's a nice little Thursday morning. And as we get into the chart view over here, I want to make yet another announcement, and I'll continue to do this. Just I know it can get a little bit old sometimes, but for the meta signals, they are going to be pausing their mint relatively soon. I believe as soon as they get 800 total mints. They're at 721 right now. Just wanted to show off yet another one of these setups over here. This one has worked out as well for symbol AR. Probably never will look at this damn thing myself, and probably most people out there as well. But if you are the true degen who is looking at such things, then perhaps this is a project that you might be interested in. And again, this is a project that I've personally invested in. So just full disclosure right there. I am heavily biased, but I think that their results kind of speak for themselves, and you can even see their results, even get free setups and signals in their Discord, which I'll have a link to in the comment section below in that pinned thingy. Anyways, moving on, let's start off running over here. 6-hour time frame for Bitcoin, or actually not 6-hour time frame, but more importantly, I want to start off with the daily statistics. So here's the thing: if you've been on this channel for basically any Thursday prior to now, you already know where I'm going with this one. And if we divide every day of the week and look at these statistics as to what did the daily do? Did it close positively or negatively? Was the close higher or lower than the open? We can see that Thursday is the least likely, historically speaking, for Bitcoin to close positively at just under 35.5%. Okay, but Krown, you said this thing might move to the upside. Okay, hold on. Well, first thing first. What's interesting about this data is that if we're only looking at weekdays, which I would argue that weekdays really are the only days that typically do matter for price action. Yeah, every once in a while you see a breakout or a breakdown over the weekend, but they're few and far between realistically. Monday through Friday is where most things do happen. We can see that Thursday, despite being the most likely to close negatively, does also have the lowest negative returns for a weekday at 1.69% by kind of a good margin as well, I'd say, as most of them are around or above 2% negative returns. Now, of course, when Bitcoin has closed positively on Thursdays, which again has happened a little under 35.5% of the time, it has posted about 2.41% average return. So in this case, could we see one of those Thursdays look kindly upon Bitcoin like today? Well, I would argue, or at least what we're going to be looking at today, there's a pretty good chance of this. So first things first, while we're here on the 6-hour time frame for the Oracle Pro, which by the way is bundled with this statistical indicator over here, we can see that the 6-hour time frame still remains long from that buy signal that fired off on the 14th, Thursday of I believe last week. Yeah, it is exactly 1 week ago. And of course, this is now actually transferred over to the 12-hour time frame, I believe as of yesterday or this morning. Yeah, yesterday midday. We do see actually a strong buy signal going on over here as well, which is very interesting to me because it does seem a little more aggressive, just personal opinion. But ultimately, we're going to see now the 6, 12, and daily align with each other. The daily never changed, obviously. I mean, the daily's been the daily fired off a buy all the way back on over here on the 19th of September. I don't know who the hell is going to hold through all that, but fair enough. More power to you if you did. And so we're starting to see a lot of the medium and then higher term time frames start to link up with each other. Now, speaking of that, I do want to also follow up on this. I believe we spoke about this setup when it emerged, probably like a day or two after it emerged. So like the 13th or 14th of December, like last week, basically late last week. And it's a 12-hour time frame setup. It's a very simple one as well. I'll go through the criteria right here. It's basically just, or actually, I'll just go through right here. It's basically just close below that blue 50% of historic returns range lows, coupled with a decline on the moving average of the HPDRV, representing volatility. This one trades every day, and well, the statistics, when we have seen that with a profit taking of I believe 84 percentile on the 68, about 75% of those, being positive, being positive returns, over 48 total closed trades. Now, it's a 12-hour time frame, doesn't fire off all that much, obviously. But over the course of 4 or 5 years, I'd say that's significant. And it does look quite nice as far as the curve goes. But if we go to the performance summary right here, a few things stick out rather lovingly, I guess. I don't know. I need to take a sip of this caffeine. By the way, I say by the way, and then I start doing something else. By the way, I want to say major thanks to all the people who reached out yesterday on the comments and even through email as well, as to my whole rant about getting tired after live streams. I actually learned a lot. There does seem to be like a really big or like a physiological reason, obviously, as that's what drives everything, anyways, as to why that might happen, but. Yeah, I actually learned a lot from that. So thank you for sending those in, because some people sent in like these fucking massive book-long paragraphs, which I actually did read all of it. and it was really, really helpful, actually. It's really helpful. Anyways, so back onto the setup over here. When we look at the average amount of bars in the winning trades, it is 22. Okay, why is that relevant? Well, because today would be bar number 17. All right, so we're getting closer to that 22 mark, which, by the way, 22 on average would put us at Saturday. Yeah, Saturday. This coming Saturday, by the way, the 23rd. So you got that, and then also, and then of course I should also go over that the average amount of losing, or sorry, you can't even see this. I apologize, but it's down here in the left-hand corner. The average amount of bars in losing trades, almost more than double that actually. So the more that this one does kind of go on sideways here, the more and more it is likely to fail. But I wouldn't really start to consider that as like the higher probability until we get like 30 bars in there. Much further away from that 22 read. Anyways, also of interest is going to be the average winning trade return, which is about 9.5%. Well, again, we have already seen about, I don't know if I already said this, but we have seen about 5.5% gains from that entry already. If Bitcoin was to trade, up to that 9.5%, 10% region, where that put Bitcoin, holy shit, right at the top side of the 50% of historic returns range high right here, fucking right in alignment with that at 45,800 in the more near term. So I just thought that was rather interesting. I'll put my face back on over here. Big old rat boy is ready for you again. And, what else do I want to say about that? That's basically it about that. Again, just a higher probability of an upside, move from this current region. Now we can take this one step further, or I don't know about one step further, but we can take this and combine this with some of our other tools that we've been looking at, namely just the HPDR bands. And what do you know? Bitcoin reclaimed the median 3 days ago on Monday. That was a big portion of this analysis saying that, hey, short-term Bitcoin likely to put that move up there, but does it close above there? It did. Then we were saying, hey, okay, well, now there's a legitimate possibility of like a big bear trap actually going on, as long as Bitcoin remains above that white median that my cursor is currently tracing right now. And what do you know? Since then, each and every day has remained above it. And today, the median is now coming in at 43,500. So 43,500 is going to be the big number to be aware of. As long as Bitcoin's above there, volatility expansion will naturally favor the upside. HPDRO is already turning into positive territory on the plot line. The signal is actually going to get above there as well. It certainly has a positive slope and has had it for the past four days now. And with HPDRV looking like it is getting ready to expand from here, that is going to be an upside continuation setup. And the daily top end of the 50% of historical returns range high is 46,400. Personally speaking, I do think that if Bitcoin gets another leg up here, you're probably looking somewhere around like 47,000 bucks, give or take a few bucks from that number. So yes, do we have anything else to be aware of as far as that goes? Do we see any other signals kind of stacking up and mounting on the other side? And well, the answer is yes. The daily time frame, we haven't even looked at daily stochastic oscillator for quite some time now, but the daily stochastic oscillator will turn up for the first time since early December, basically, assuming today closes above 42,500. 42,500. So more than $1,000 buffer between where Bitcoin currently is trading right now and that number. And then if we go over here to our traditional chart, or this is what I call a traditional chart now, we can see that daily RSI still has that hidden bullish divergence, which was confirmed a few days ago, or actually, sorry, no, on Sunday. And then also the daily Joule is gonna have a chance today, has not done it just yet, but today, if it closes here or higher, it will fire off that cyan signature, which is yet another momentum and volatility setup, which does suggest that, yeah, upside more likely. So going back to this chart over here and looking at these statistics, if Bitcoin were on this Thursday to close positively, you know, 2.4%, where would that put it to the upside? That would put Bitcoin almost on new highs. Actually, basically on new highs for this year. Just slightly above the current high, 44,720. So yeah, a lot of things to be aware of right there. Of course, basically, I would say that the overwhelming majority of this analysis still rides upon the median of the HPDR bands, which again is 43,500, almost exactly, by the way. So assuming that Bitcoin continues to close above there, upside significantly more likely with those areas of interest in mind, short-term-ish, you know, in the next, I would say 3 days would be, what was it, like 45,000? It was like 46,000 bucks basically. And then likely continuation from there. I would still say probably somewhere around like 47.5, something like that. So do we get a Santa rally? I mean, we've already kind of seen a Santa rally, right? But it does start to, you know, really align with that. And, you know, it looks like things are starting to stack up yet again. So if you've been following this channel now, especially since Bitcoin got into this range since early December, basically, you know, you've been seeing each and every domino just slowly turn over. And that's what it is. It happens slowly. Now, this, in comparison to what we saw, you know, back on over here in September, is significantly more fast, right? But even during this time, you know, I do sympathize with people because I feel it myself that, you know, it's fucking boring, man. There's nothing happening. But you know, important things do happen here yet again. And well, you know, if you've been following this content, then hopefully you can see that a little bit of patience, despite whether you're looking for things to go up or down, is always warranted, as more often than not, the market's consolidating. 70% of the time, I believe it is. Only like 20 to 30% of the time is the market even trending. So anyways, that's enough from me waffling on right there. As always, I want to wish you the best of the best. Take care, much love, and see you hopefully tomorrow for Friday.